Liam never thought scribbling for words on a receipt would turn his whole world upside down. But now, with one suspect in custody and a second phone revealing a much bigger threat, he realized this wasn't over, not even close. The gas station, once just a place he worked to pay bills, had become the center of something much darker. The list of names found on the phone had already shocked Officer Daniels. But the last name, the one listed right after Imas, what made his stomach drop? It was Liam's. Now, the officer wasn't just protecting a witness, he was protecting a target. Liam had no idea how deeply he was already tangled in this web. While news of Emma's rescue spread through the town, Liam stayed hidden under police watch, barely able to sleep, his mind racing with questions. Who put his name on that list? Why him? And how long had he been watched without knowing? Meanwhile, somewhere beyond the glow of flashing lights and yellow tape, someone else was still out there, watching, waiting. The second phone had given police a glimpse into the operation, but it also meant that people behind it now knew Liam had seen too much. Officer Daniels kept checking over his shoulder, aware they might try to silence the teen before he could speak again. And just when they thought they had a moment to breathe, a chilling message came through, a warning that time was running out. Fast. Liam sat in the corner of a quiet back room at the local precinct, eyes fixed on the second phone still bagged as evidence. Officer Daniels paced nearby, going over everything they knew. The texts on the device revealed coded exchanges, meeting locations, and even dates. What stood out most was how organized it all seemed. This wasn't just some random crime. It was part of a network. And Liam had accidentally exposed a piece of it. The name at the bottom of the list, his own, kept echoing in his head. Had someone at the gas station been watching him this whole time? Was the man with Emma acting alone? Or was there another person inside the station still pretending to be innocent? Liam thought back to the SUV, to the strange glances from customers over the past few weeks. Had he missed signs? Officer Daniels tapped his pen against the desk, frustrated. "They knew we'd find this phone," he said quietly. "Which means they're already moving to cover their tracks." He looked at Liam. "We don't have much time." As they talked, a knock came at the door. Another officer handed Daniels a small envelope that had just been delivered, no return address, no postage. Inside was a single photo. Liam was in it, standing outside the gas station, smiling, unaware. Scribbled on the back was a message that made his stomach twist. "You're next." Whatever they were up against, it wasn't over. It was just beginning. Liam stared at the photo, his chest tightening. It wasn't just a warning. It was a message that someone had been following him for longer than he realized. The image wasn't recent. It had to be from at least 2 weeks ago, based on the clothes he remembered wearing. That meant someone had been planning something before Emma ever walked into the back room. Officer Daniels quickly stepped out to make a call, leaving Liam alone with his thoughts. Across town, another piece of the puzzle quietly moved into place. Clara, a young cashier who worked the early shift before Liam clocked in, sat in her apartment scrolling through the local news. She recognized the photo of Liam and Emma, her fingers freezing on the screen. Just days before the incident, she had noticed a strange man hanging around the back lot, watching the cameras, but she never said anything. She thought maybe he was just another inspector. Now, she wasn't so sure. Meanwhile, Daniels returned to the room with a more serious look than before. "That photo wasn't just sent to you," he said. "A copy was left outside your mom's apartment, too." Liam's stomach dropped. His mom had no idea what was happening. They were dragging innocent people into this now. This wasn't just about one rescue. The group was sending a message. Liam had interrupted something big. And if he didn't stay ahead of them, more lives would be pulled into the storm. Liam's pulse raced as he stood outside his mom's apartment later that evening. Officer Daniels close by, scanning the quiet street. The envelope had been taped to their door. Same photo, same handwriting. Liam knew now this wasn't just a scare tactic. Whoever was behind this had eyes on him, and they were getting bolder. His mom was inside, clueless about the danger creeping closer. Daniels had insisted on keeping her under watch, but Liam could see in his eyes things were slipping fast. Back at the precinct, new data pulled from the second phone revealed something else. There was a scheduled meetup tonight, coded in coordinates. Less than an hour away, an abandoned rest stop off a highway exit just outside town. It was the kind of place no one would notice. Liam immediately recognized the location. It was where the strange SUV had pulled over once before, and he hadn't thought much of it then. Now it felt like everything had led here. Daniels had to make a choice: wait for full backup or go in early and try to stop something before it happened. Liam begged to come with him, but the officer refused. "If they know your name," he said, "they're expecting you." Liam reluctantly stayed behind, heart pounding, watching the officer pull away. As Daniel sped toward the rest stop, the clouds darkened and the GPS pinged. One message blinked on the dashboard screen: asterisk delivery confirmed. No mistakes this time. Asterisk. He tightened his grip on the wheel. Something bad was about to go down. The rest stop was nearly empty when Officer Daniels arrived. Only a dim light flickered above the vending machines, and a beat-up pickup truck sat idle in the far corner. He parked a few spaces away, scanning the area with sharp eyes. Backup was still 10 minutes out, but the GPS location matched exactly. He stepped out slowly, hand resting near his holster. The air was too quiet. He moved closer to the truck, but just as he approached, his radio crackled. A voice from dispatch came through, low and urgent. "Officer Daniels, update on that phone, data here. Not going to like this." He paused, listening carefully. The phone was still sending location updates, till 15 minutes ago. "The signal came from your station cruiser." Daniels froze. He spun around. His own car, where Liam had stood just minutes earlier. The realization hit hard. It wasn't just a setup at the rest stop. It was a diversion. Back at the precinct, Liam paced the hallway nervously when an officer returned from break and asked, confused, "Hey, didn't Daniels take Liam with him?" The room went silent. Liam wasn't supposed to leave. Security footage confirmed it. Just 6 minutes after Daniels left, a man in a dark jacket and baseball cap walked in, head down, leading Liam out through the back door. No one had questioned it. No one had realized it wasn't Officer Daniels. And now Liam was gone, vanished into the night. The trap wasn't at the rest stop. It had already been sprung. The moment Officer Daniels heard Liam had been taken, everything clicked into place. The decoy message, the false delivery location, the fake officer. They had played them all perfectly. But Daniels wasn't backing down. He jumped back into his cruiser, speeding toward the signal's last known location, an old industrial lot. Near the edge of town, it was the kind of place where people disappeared without a sound. Meanwhile, Liam sat in the back of a dark van, wrists loosely tied. His captor, the same man from the gas station security footage, spoke on the phone in a low voice. "We have him. No police this time. Let's finish this." But what they didn't know was that Liam had slipped the second phone, now activated, and sending GPS signals into the lining of his jacket before they grabbed him. He remembered Daniel's advice: always give yourself a way to be found. As the van pulled into the lot, Daniels and a backup unit arrived seconds later. A standoff erupted. The kidnappers tried to flee, but Daniels cut them off, forcing the van to crash into a metal barrier. Officers swarmed in. In the chaos, Liam kicked the back door open and bolted toward the lights. He was safe, but just barely. Later that night, while giving his statement, Liam asked to see the second phone one last time. As he scrolled through old messages, one unsent draft caught his eye. It was dated weeks ago. It simply read, Liam get out now. They know. The sender. Clara Liam sat in a quiet room at the precinct the next morning, wrapped in a hoodie and still trying to process everything. Clara's name echoed in his mind. She had seen something, maybe even tried to warn him, but for reasons he didn't yet understand. She stayed silent until it was too late. Officer Daniels stepped in, holding the second phone. We traced the message. Clara sent it from a burner device. She tried to back out, but they were watching her too. Liam nodded, slowly piecing it together. She had been caught in the middle, scared to speak, but deep down, she had tried to help. Over the next few days, police raided 2 more suspected locations tied to the ring. More evidence surfaced, and with Liam's help, the case grew stronger. Emma's testimony, the messages from the second phone, and Clara's unsent warning became key parts of the investigation. What started as a strange message on a gas station receipt had grown into something much bigger and far more dangerous. Liam returned home under protective watch. But he wasn't the same kid anymore. He was braver, sharper, and more aware of the world's shadows. The media ran with the story. Teen worker's note saves lives, uncovers hidden trafficking network. But for Liam, it wasn't about headlines. It was about standing up when it mattered.